Last time, we looked for an opening in the fight we had. That didn't go well and we had to be saved. That was also one man. If we try and convince them, I don't think there's going to be much convincing to be had. I think we just need to straight up go for it and fight him. I may be outnumbered, but I cannot let myself be caught. Maybe the people at the bar will help me. However, there are a lot of these people. Well, there are two knights, but they're also more trained than I am. I open my mouth to scream, but one knight covers my mouth as some attention falls on us. Nothing to fear here, everyone. Just a criminal we've apprehended. I struggle in their grasp, but the men are too strong for me. Don't fight back, ma'am. Resistance is useless. Everyone in the bar looks so scared of me. This is even worse than everyone glaring at me. I try to blink back the tears as they come into my eyes. Come on, let's take her to the palace. The knights lead me out into the empty street. See, this is why going out by yourself in the middle of the night with no escort is an awful idea. Why? Why did I have to be so stubborn? The knights continue pulling me down the path until we come to a narrow street. Everyone who sees us walks away to avoid the knights. There is fear in their eyes. But I have done nothing wrong. Ma'am, if it makes you feel any better, we're risking our rank on this as well. I don't know, I'm suspicious of... Who goes there? I look up and notice Karma's familiar figure walking toward us, of course. What is he doing here? And why isn't he in his disguise? Gentlemen, I ask you to unhand this woman. As a knight, I would be ashamed to be seen treating a lady so terribly. Who are you? Her husband. His what? Unhand her, gentlemen, or taste my blade. So we are just going to take her to the palace to... I will give you on the count of 3. Are threatening knights really the best way to go about this? Do you want the merchant to be shut down? One knight keeps his grip on me as the other draws his sword. I stare at Karma, who continues to count through, though the knight attacks him before his sword leaves his sheath. Karma and the knight trade blows, but it is Karma that comes out victorious. His blade slides past the knight's shoulder, distracting him enough to give Karma the opening he needs. Karma reaches back with his free hands and knocks the knight out with a blow to the head. It may just be my imagination, but for a few moments I think I see the knight's blade glimmer across the surface of Karma's hand before he falls. That's how they're going to find out who it is, isn't it? She's going to pretend to be a woman, but she's got like a scar on her hand. The knight holding me holds up his hand as in surrender. I yield, sir. It seems no matter how the situation turns out, you are dishonourable. Please, sir. Karma knocks him out, then stands beside me as he sheathes his sword. Karma, A few moments, David. Karma spent some time forcing a potion from a vial down each of the knights' throats. I watch him quietly, fearing that he might have killed them, but the knights only seem to be asleep. Hopefully that's memory erasing. A potion that Parfait gave me. It will make the men forget they ever saw you. When Karma stands up, I notice the glimmer of blood on his hand and stare. Yeah, okay. Is this where someone else saw the fight and recognised it then? Because otherwise, what's the point of the cut on the hand? You're hurt! It's nothing. I'm sorry. Come on, princess, let's go back. God, I'm glad I have sound effects turned off. He pulls me right out into the main street and does not let go of my hand. I cannot bring myself to speak. Karma has saved me twice now. Not only that, but this time he is injured. He says it's nothing, but his bloody hand does not move at all. Why do I have to be so stubborn and insist I can handle myself? I don't know either. You're a 17-year-old girl against like, the king's knights. I don't know how she ever thought that would turn out well for herself. I do not speak for a long time. That's for the best. Eventually, I notice people start to stare. Though before long, the staring grows worse. Young women begin following us, getting from behind. I turn to Karma, who looks like he hasn't slept in days. So many people refer to her as a her, it is literally a constant slip of the tongue. Sorry, princess, but I'm not in the mood to talk. Those girls are walking behind us. This is... his curse? Oh, right, I get it. Karma. David, I just said that I am in no mood to talk. Did you not hear me? We are being followed. I didn't even think that was a curse. I thought that something bad was going down. I thought they were evil or something. He stares behind us almost stupidly and then laughs hollowly when he sees the girl's face. Oh, when the girls see his face. They start to rush towards us, their voices rising and blending together into horrendous cacophony. Karma is not moving though, he looks resigned. Maybe he's too tired to realise what he wants to do? He's probably too tired to basically sprint. I tighten my grip on Karma's hand and pull him away, my pace quickening to a run as the girls chase after us, screaming at me angrily for taking Karma away from them. Devet, what are you doing? Getting us out of here. Devet. I lead him through the town and into little nooks and crannies where we managed to lose some of the crowd. Karma often led me through some of the spaces as shortcuts, Waltz knew them too. Once we are alone again, I stop, falling to my knees and letting go of Karma's hand as I catch my breath. That really was a curse, having to run away from so many mindless women. I know! It's a bad thing, isn't it? That was difficult. Devet. What? I did not mean to snap, but the tiredness is pressing on to me too. You helped me out of that. Of course I did. Why would I want to be chased by girls? You could have left me behind and gone on alone. Instead you helped me. You helped me too. I guess I paid you back. But to be honest, I wasn't even thinking about repaying him for saving me. I just knew that I didn't want Karma to be stuck trying to fend off all those girls. He was right about his curse. That is terrible. I just realised something. Karma kneels down beside me and waits for me to speak. My curse as people forget me, and yours as even strangers become fascinated with you. It's almost like our curses are opposites of each other, and yet we seem so similar. Nope, I don't see it. I don't see it at all. How the fuck are you guys similar? Am I missing something obvious? My eyes widen when I realise what I just said. We are similar, aren't we? He holds out his good hand to me, and I let him lead me back to the tavern through the abandoned alleyways. How the fuck are we similar? I thought it was going to go down the line of opposites attract, not we're similar. We're in no way similar. He is a guy dressing as a girl who fends off people who have fought me. I am a girl who's stuck up, naive, twat, arrogant, has no real friends, doesn't get on with anyone, goes out of her way to make other people's lives bad. How the fuck are we similar? My feet are heavy and all I want to do is sleep, but suddenly Karma is standing before me, his face grave. Devet, I have to thank you for helping me earlier. I'm sorry I froze like that and made it more difficult on you. It was so sudden and I was so tired that I had no motivation to move. Shouldn't I be thanking you? I'll accept your thanks, even though I wish you didn't have to thank me in the first place. You should not have gone out on your own when you knew how dangerous it could be for you. I am sorry. I'll accept your apology too, because I lost sleep over this. I have no words for how I feel right now. Princess? Oh, he's kissing my hand. How noble. Karma reaches for my hand again, and this time he holds it up and kisses the back of it. Suddenly, all my tiredness falls away. You really are a handful. But a delightful handful. Excuse me? That sounds like something different. I'm going to bandage this hand and then rest. We'll speak later about all of this, okay? But the blood! The bleeding stopped on its own, David, but it does need to be treated. Don't worry, I'll be fine. Look, you don't see any blood rolling down his hand, do you? See, it's fine, probably. Are you sure? As sure as I can be. I don't lie, not even for the sake of a pretty lady. Karma lets my hand go as soon as we enter the mansion and then bows politely to me before heading back to his room. I watch him go, my mind whirling. Does he usually kiss women's hands? She's actually blushing. But she's blushing in a proper way that you would blush in real life. It's not just you've got two circles here that have gone bright red. Like the normal bullshit will show you. What the fuck? When I do this, my face goes to a normal color and then I take it away and light bulb! Whatever. No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. Okay, there has to be 10 chapters. Is the only thing I can presume. You really are a handful. Kiss me! Don't. Don't do that. His words keep repeating in my head. I cannot stop hearing his voice and feeling his lips on my hand. Okay, I'll admit I've never had that happen. My face feels warm, and every time I think about his words, my heartbeat feels unsteady. I really have to stop thinking about that. Karma is karma, and he puts on that overly polite act with everyone. But then I am sure I have never seen him do something like that with another person. I'll just go downstairs and stop thinking about all of this. I need to tell Parfait and Delora what happened. Because at the time I'd returned to the march-in yesterday, I never spoke to anyone about what happened. Maybe someone's downstairs, someone usually is. I leave my room and make my way downstairs to the reception. It is quiet when I enter, but not as silent as I thought it would be. Karma is sitting at one of the tables, speaking quietly with Parfait and Delora. His injured hand is sitting on the table, bandaged. I cannot help but stare at it, my heart plummeting. His injury is my fault. Yep. Yes, it is. For once, this isn't you being overly dramatic, it is genuinely your fault. God, I positively look like I have a tan on when I do this. Look at this. Oh. So, you have yet to hear the entire story? No, I'm afraid not. I'm not quite privy to the information Waltz has, is that correct? Waltz has been directly involved in this far longer than you have. What about Waltz? Princess, you're up early. They all turn to look at me as I stand at the table. Karma still looks tired, and not in his dress. He looks somber, but still smiles at me. David, how nice of you to join us. Don't stop talking because I'm here. Talk about that. That sounded interesting before. When did he start saying my name without my title? A very long time ago, because I noticed I've been calling you Princess as well. David, you've run into a lot of different mishaps this week, haven't you? I thought you would be stubbornly avoiding work. Instead, you go out of your way to get yourself in trouble. This involves me directly. How would I not be curious? You've always been irresponsible, sneaking out without any of us knowing. I have the freedom to do whatever I want. I even wore a cloak to... Oh no, the cloak I left at the bar. I feel a nudge at my arm and Karma is holding out my cloak with a tired smile. You went back to get this? When? Yesterday, when you were still in bed. You've been running yourself dry these last few days, Karma. It's nothing. No, it definitely will be something. You are going to collapse in the middle of the street if you keep going like this. Thank you. What's this? Our ice princess is thanking someone? If you say it like that, like out loud, it will probably stop happening. You need to wait until, like, it's not the first time you hear me say it before bringing it up and saying how much I've changed. Why is that something so strange? Oh, come on now. She's not so icy. David is more fire than anything. She's filled with unbridled passion and confidence. Confidence that has gotten me nowhere so far. Don't look so dour. You've become quite the accomplished woman. Karma gestures towards me and I flush, unsure of what he is talking about. Then I notice Delora's eyes are on me too. What are you trying to say? I'm not 18 yet. Hands off of me! Oh, Parfait, do you see that? What are they looking at? I reach down to grab my necklace and then pause. I cannot stop the gasp that leaves my lips. Yeah, I presume that happened. Wow. When did this happen? Princess, you didn't realize that there was an extra piece to your necklace? Congratulations, Princess David, you're a step closer to breaking your curse. I feel proud. I only ever felt this way around Mother. She did me a great favour yesterday. If not for David, I might have been suffocated beneath the pile of very excited women. Wait, helping Karma escape was a good deed? Yes, because it was selfless. You brought him along, and you didn't do it because... You were trying to do a good deed. You did it because you wanted to and thought it was the right thing to do. Now, I don't quite think it's a good deed, but the story has to progress at some point, and if we don't get a good deed for that, then fuck me, are we going to be here for a while? He's not even mentioning the injury he got protecting me. Parfait and Delora are both smiling, and the cheerful mood does not last for long. What were you talking about before I came down? About your kidnapping. Well, kidnappings, both of them. It looks like we have a serious problem on our hands. What do you know about this? What does Waltz know that I don't? Princess, it's more about what everyone else knows that you don't. What everyone else knows? I feel anger begin to simmer inside of me. Even though he looks apologetic, he says it so casually. What are you all hiding from me? Let's gather everyone later, shall we? I think Waltz might want to be here for this too. Okay. I thought for a minute that they were going to do that thing where they're like, hey, There's a thing we're hiding from you, but we're not going to tell you what it is, because that would annoy the shit out of me. I hate it when that happens. Thank God they're not. What does Waltz have to do with any of it? Be patient, Princess. You've already waited this long. What's another few hours? I guess. I have no choice but to agree when Parfait and Laura refuse to say anything more, but I'm not happy about it. I mean, they're just politely asking. They want everyone to be around. They don't want to have to explain it like 5 or 6 times, you know? That's going to piss them off. Just be patient. I spend the rest of my time doing idle chores around the tavern. I do a round of sweeping with Mr. Broom and mindlessly organise some of the bottles. Cannot believe everyone knows something about me that I don't. But now I'll find out the entire story. Maybe it will answer some of the questions I have. It's gonna be that my mum's a witch. It's gonna be that my mum's a witch. I see where this is going. But why are they keeping things about me a secret to begin with? It's the most obvious shit ever, I can tell. Delora gathers everyone in the tavern to discuss the kidnappings. I decide to sit between Waltz and Karma. So we have a story to tell. Story time, huh? I don't suppose this would be romance, would it? One more time and I'll put your glasses in the non-burning fireplace and they will be mildly inconvenienced by remaining ash. And splinters. How can you stand to make comments like that constantly? How can you stand to live a lie? The two glare at each other across the table, but Delora silences them. Well, basically, you're a complete dick, Rumpel, about it. It's probably your curse, if we're being honest. But, like, you're a complete dick, and Karma's is, like, her curse. She has to be this way, otherwise she just gets mindlessly trampled. Delora starts with the story about the Great War, one that I have already heard so many times I can recite it myself. What does any of this have to do with me? Because of the fairy tales, witches like myself were punished for simply existing. Our leader, the Tenebrorum Bearer, was a kind witch that was overtaken by the grief that our people suffered. She was driven so far into madness that she created the fairy tale curse to punish humans and make them suffer as the witches had. And when that wasn't good enough, she committed the ultimate taboo. She killed a human. I tried to stop her, but by the time I thought to act, it was too late. Knowing that Delora and Parfait were involved in the Great Law makes it seem more real. What, did you think it was this imaginary bullshit before? It's the Great War. What happened? 2 toys attacked one another. Like, no, of course it's more. But wasn't the Tenebrorum Bearer killed? How could the fairy tale curse continue to spread if she is dead? I believe that the Tenebrorum Bearer sacrificed the last bit of her life to continue powering the Tenebrorum. All to ensure that the remaining witches could continue spreading the fairy tale curse. Is none of this ringing a bell to you? What are you talking about? She really did erase your memories. Erase? The witch who died, the Tenebrorum Bearer, was your mother, Princess David. Oh, God, whoa! Whoa! The revelation! Oh, it's like a tidal wave crossing me! Oh, no! Wait, I already knew. Like, I don't know. I don't know whether this was supposed to be a big twist or whether you're supposed to have figured this out already, but they've literally mentioned it like 4 separate times. What? For some reason, I turn to look at Karma, who is one of the only people who doesn't look away from me. I grew up outside of this kingdom, but even I knew of the terrible witch Hilda. You expect me to believe any of this? Mother was... She wasn't a witch, I would remember that. Well, you would if you had some memories of the war and the years before that. Under Hilda's rule, the palace was a dark place. The king didn't really have any power until Hilda was defeated. That goes for the rest of you too. We were slaves to Hilda. Delora's eyes flicker to Waltz. It's the truth. Waltz knows because he is also a witch. He experienced Hilda's command over the witches firsthand as well. Waltz is a witch? Sorry for keeping it a secret, Princess. It's not as if I can use much magic anymore anyway. Not when I'm cursed. Wait, who said that? Waltz? Yeah, Waltz, okay. Hang on. Waltz is a witch who has also been cursed. Fuck me, that guy is unlucky. This is just another secret of many. It seems everyone is hiding something. Everyone was freed after Hilda's reign. Witches, fairies, and humans alike. The king was able to marry Ophelia, the woman he always truly loved. So it has been Ophelia that he truly loved. Was that the reason I never felt any love for him? Because I was my mother's daughter? He gave up on me. Well, no, you were also just a complete bitch who took after your mother's awful, awful personality traits. No, dear, I don't think he gave up on me. My voice is too loud in the reception area. I feel it crack beneath the pressure and suddenly I want to cry. But Mother told me so many times not to cry. The king gave up on me. But Mother didn't. Mother would tell me this was all a lie. She would tell me not to trust anyone. They must all be lying. I turned to Karma. For some reason, I trust him more than I trust Delora or Parfait. Is this the truth? I was told the story of Hilda and her daughter Davette. They said you were the picture of elegance, but that you shared your mother's icy nature. But I don't think that's true at all. If Hilda was ice, then you most certainly are a warm fire. If my mother was a witch, then what does that make me? You're a witch as well, whether or not you were ever taught to use magic. On your upcoming birthday, you will become the Tenebrarum bearer. Okay, now that is more of a surprise, all things considered. Can I not be? Am I trying to be kidnapped and done away with, so someone else can become the Tenebrarum bearer? I see where this is going. Do you realise how ridiculous this all sounds? Me, a witch? The king never said anything. And now I cannot even ask him if this is the truth because I'm cursed. Why would you even curse me? We didn't want a repeat of the tragedy, David. I sat on your shelves for almost a year, Princess. There was ice in your heart, and if you had inherited the Tenebrarum in that state, who knows what would have happened. But why didn't you just tell me any of this? What, a doll speaking to her? Have her removed, quickly! Put the doll in the furnace! Delora and Parfait looks at each other before dropping their gazes to the ground. If we had told you before, would you have even bothered to listen? The king must have tried to do the same thing, and look what that turned out. You shut out everyone who ever tried to tell you about Hilda's true nature. That is probably true. Even now I'm having trouble believing that they are telling me the truth. The whole world feels as if it is collapsing around me. I need to escape, I need to get out and be somewhere else, but why are the witches looking for me? You are the heir to the Tenebrarum. No doubt the evil witches want you on their side so they can continue wreaking havoc in Angiel with the fairy tale curse. Wait a second. Are you telling me that I get to be an evil witch if I want to? I get to be an evil witch. I mean, no, I would never do that. Ever. Probably. The men that were looking for Davette were not witches, though. They were knights. Perhaps the witches and the knights are working together? This must be part of Alcestis' scheme to steal the throne. What are you talking about? The reason why Garland and I left the Order of Caldera was because the king did not believe us about Alcestis' coup. How would he know the princess's identity, though? Anyone who isn't a witch, a fairy, or isn't cursed shouldn't be able to remember her. But now we know it is not just the witches looking for the princess, but the knights of the Order of Caldera as well. They definitely have a description of her from someone. Davette. Karma reaches out a hand to touch my shoulder and I flinch back before standing up. I cannot speak about this now. I want to be alone. Let her go. She'll need some time to think. I have no idea how... I guess I haven't been indoctrinated for, like, so long? I guess, like... It had never really occurred to her, but the game is still treating like this, like it's a massive revelation. It's been obvious for a very, very long time.